First of all, I'd like to thank you very much, Councillor Pat and myself. We're really pleased that you invited us to your fundraiser tonight. And on behalf of all of our residents in Surrey, we want to say thank you and good luck in your fundraising to help the very needy in our communities so that they can thrive also, very much like many of your room are in the room tonight. I have a long history in my past of doing fundraising to help people, and I don't think there is any more noble cause than to raise some money and to help the less fortunate in our community. So thank you very, very much for inviting us today. It's my pleasure to be here for the Muslim Bank and Community Service Society fundraising dinner. As one of the most progressive nonprofit charitable organizations in Surrey, the Muslim Food Bank and Community Services Society provides a variety of much needed services from food assistance to social support for the members of our community who are in need. I want you to know that the work done by the MF and BCS is priceless and cannot be accomplished without the generosity of local supporters. The tremendous work of this society has not gone unnoticed. You may not be aware, but in 2017, the MFBCS was recognized by the City of Surrey when it was given the Selfless Act of Community Spirit Award, a tremendous achievement for your community. As a growing city, and I should tell you that the recent population figures came out for Surrey, we are very, very close to 600,000 people that live in our city. We're the fastest growing city in all of Canada at 1,500 people per month, new people moving into our community. And we welcome people from all over the world. We welcome different cultures to come and live here. We're the largest city in BC with the population of the most people under 25 that live in the city. We're also the most city that has the most families that have come to our city. And we thrive on the ability to invite people. We look at the city of Surrey as a fabric. That fabric is held together with threads in our community. All the different cultures make that fabric strong. And so we encourage people from different cultures to live in our city. We're one of the most multicultural cities in all of Canada. And we welcome people, we welcome them from all over the world. And it's our pleasure to be here again tonight to help you in your fundraising and to encourage you to give some money towards the food bank. There is no doubt that great work has been done, but there is always more to do. And to ensure the good work continues, your support is key. So I want to thank all of you that have contributed to the Muslim Food Bank before, and I would encourage you tonight to contribute some more towards it. With a growing city, we have more and more people in need in our community, and it's organizations like you that help those people live a good, healthy life. So again, thank you. Make sure you contribute some money into the fundraising tonight, and I look forward to coming and visiting you in our communities and the many events that we take place in. Again, thank you very much. And with me on stage is Councillor Alison Patton, who is going to say a few words to you.
Thank you, Mayor. And I just saw another wonderful person arrive, Harry. So, hello, Harry. He'll probably talk in a minute. But I just wanted to say that a couple of things I noticed just coming here tonight is the warmth in the room and all of the families in the room. So the great thing is that we have youngest, and all the way up to more mature. And that means that the continuity of the services provided will continue because the young ones will learn from the rest of us. So congratulations on that vibrant community you have. Thank you for inviting me, and I feel very lucky to be here. Thanks again.
Thank you very much, and Assalamu Alaikum. It is always a pleasure to come here and speak to you, and the really nice and noble work that you do, raising money, raising funds for the food bank. It is, I don't think there's any other more important cause than what you do. Because there's so many people out there who need our help. And I think when other people decide that we should bring them all up, lift them all up, that's what you do. I think if you really put it in a larger context, this is what Canada is all about. We help each other, we look out for each other. We have come from all over the world to make Canada our country, our home, to raise our family, to work here. And we bring our values, our traditions with us. The values to help others and share, work hard. That's what this community has done to bring Canada to the level that they are. And when we have all those communities come here, when we share our values with each other, we enrich our lives here, ourselves and all of Canadians. That's how we make this society much, much better. And that's why we're envy of the world, because everyone wants to come and live in Canada, because what we do here. And that's what you're doing. Our community is contributing so much to make Canada strong and united. There are so many forces out there that like to divide us. And we gotta be very, very careful. When we stand together, we're stronger. No one can take us down. There are forces out there, they don't like us to stand together. But Canada will become stronger when we stand together, when we lift each other up. And thank you very much for the invitation. My colleague, Bruce Watson, should be here soon. And my all other colleagues and I bring greetings on behalf of our Premier John Horgan and BC government. And just want to say, keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
And all the children here, Assalamu Alaikum. It gives me great opportunity to be here to address all of you. We do what we do because of all you guys. You guys, I shouldn't use the word guys, you brothers and sisters and elders in faith, you are the ones who are the engine of our organization. You provide us the energy, you provide us the strength in all different forms, whether it's volunteering, whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's prayers. Each and every one of you is contributing to this cause. I want to take this opportunity, first of all, to recognize that and give a loud applause to each and every one of us together. We say that we only help, we help each other, and that is how we can help everyone else. It is only when we connect our souls together we can make a difference to the society. And this is taught to us by our Prophet of God, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran teaches us all these things. Our food bank is based on Surah Al-Insan, ayah 8 and 9, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to feed in the name of God the needy, the captive, and the orphans. Only for His sake, not expecting anything from anyone, but only Him. And guess what? He is the best of providers. For He looks after us in this world and in the world in the hereafter. We always say that we think long term. We say that we build this organization till the day of judgment. Not 1,000 years, not 2,000 years, but till the end of time, till the day of judgment. So all of you, whatever you're doing, Imagine you're getting thawab, you're getting rewards till the last day of time. So please, continue with us in this journey as you've done for the last 10 years. Today is our 10th anniversary. 10 years. We started from a garage, a volunteer's garage. We went to a small warehouse, a big warehouse, and today, alhamdulillah, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the support of all of you, we have our own warehouse. We built it the way we wanted, with the food bank and the training center and the counseling rooms. And it's really affecting a huge change. 1 year in the new warehouse. And what we've done in 9 years, in this 1 year, we have doubled it. The vision, the excitement, the energy that is now there is just amazing. It's just amazing. So I won't take more of the time because we have a very good speaker, our own speaker, Brother Jawad, and he will tell us more and give us the motivation and inspire us to aspire. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you again. Assalamu alaikum.
So I have to give thanks to the organizers and the work that we do at Unity Productions Foundation to try to counter stereotypes about Muslims, using the power of film and television, using new media, telling stories about Muslims that aren't being told. But let's be honest, some stereotypes about Muslims are true. And if not all Muslims, at least, again, I'm going to pick on my own culture, at least basics, at least South Asians. So I already told you about one stereotype, here's the second one. Somebody's got to explain this to me. Why do we, as people from India and Pakistan, why do we have this tradition of giving our children rhyming names? Can anyone tell me why do we have this tradition? I've asked so many people, I've asked anthropologists, nobody knows. So there's a story about a family that had 10 sons. And so they felt this obligation. They had to follow the tradition. They had to give them all rhyming names. And so they called the first son Irfan. The second son was Rizwan. The third son was Adnan. The fourth son was Rehan. And they continued this pattern on and on. Until they had twin boys, 7 and 8, and they were running out of ideas. So they called them Shaban and Ramadan. So now they have 8 sons, and then they had a 9th son. They could not think of anything to name this child. So they just called him An. Now 9 sons, can you imagine 9 sons? I mean, talk about a crazy life. 9 sons, a crazy, hectic life, but they were happy. A few years passed, surprise, surprise, a 10th son. So they call him Shaitan. In sharing the first gift of the Muslim Food Bank, the story I want to share with you is about a man named Abu Umama. This is a man at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. One day Abu Umama is sitting there in the mosque, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, comes in and says, "What's wrong? It's not prayer time. Everyone else is out working. What are you doing here?" And he said, "Money problems. Right? I'm stressed about my job, my debts, my income, my investments, money problems." Sometimes we think of money problems as a modern problem, but in fact it's as old as human beings themselves. And he says, "I want you to learn this dua. I want you to learn this prayer, and I would like all of you to recite it after. I'm going to say it first, and then we're going to recite it together, because it sets the tone for the evening. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal hazan. Oh God, I seek protection with you from worry and grief. Wa min al-ajzi wal kasal, from helplessness and laziness. Wa min al-jubni wal bukhl, from cowardice and stinginess. Wa min ghalabat al-dayni wa qahr al-rijal, from the overpowering of debt and the oppression of men." And I would like you to all recite it with me. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal hazan, wa min al-ajzi wal kasal, wa min al-jubni wal bukhl, wa min ghalabat al-dayni wa qahr al-rijal. And if you listen to this beautiful prayer of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and the context in which he said it, Here, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was showing great empathy to a man in need. And that is the first gift that the Muslim Food Bank gives, because none of this can happen, no projects, no services, there can be no vision if there's not that empathy, if we can't see things from the perspective of the person in need. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, always did that, and that is what the Muslim Food Bank does as well. Now let me tie it into the work we do, because I think it speaks also to what this work is about at the food bank. The film that we produced most recently is called The Sultan and the Saint. This is the true story of how the Crusades came to an end because of a great act of empathy between a Muslim ruler and a Christian scholar. Let's run the trailer.
It is the height of the Crusades. Muslims and Christians have been fighting one another in a war that has raged 120 years. As death and misery mount, St. Francis of Assisi and the Sultan of Egypt, Mohammed al-Kamil, nephew of the famous Salah ad-Din, defy their angry times and human nature itself to cross the bloody battle lines and meet in peace. But will it make a difference? How does anyone stop the violence in a seemingly endless conflict?
We are more than just our daily struggles. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. The Lord has made us for a greater purpose, to be instruments of His peace.
When Al-Kamil comes to the throne, he's in a rather precarious position.
These two were indeed seeking peace in the midst of war, so they were open to being transformed by the person who was allegedly their enemy.
Crusades had been going on for over 100 years, Muslims and Christians battling one another, no end in sight. At this point, a man named Francis of Assisi, you've all heard of the famous Saint Francis, joins the Christian army as a chaplain. He tells the generals, let me go and preach the gospel to the Sultan. I will convert him. We don't have to fight these people anymore. The generals say, you're crazy. This man is an animal. He's going to kill you. But they decide to send him thinking he's going to be killed and it's going to motivate their troops in the battle. Francis, when he meets the Sultan, instead finds a man who is empathetic, who listens, who tries to understand, and they have a conversation about God. They have a conversation about mercy. Christian historians believe that Francis is deeply moved to see this mighty king 5 times a day praying next to his servants, praying next to his wife. This is revolutionary because at this point in Christian thought, prayer was considered something just for the priests, not for the average person. Instead, Francis goes back with a peace treaty in hand. He says, we don't have to fight these people. The generals are amazed to see that he's alive, but they say, no, we're so close to victory now, we're pushing through. There's more battle, more death, more destruction. The Sultan has one move left. He orders his armies to break the dams of the Nile and floods the Christian army up to their knees. At this point, he remembers, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ. Good and evil cannot be equal. إِدْفَعْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Repel evil with something that is better. And so instead, he sends 50,000 loaves of bread and feed for their animals, and the tide of history is turned forever. Because of that act of empathy, that act of feeding people who were ready to fight, the tide of history is turned forever. And so this is the first gift, this gift of empathy the Muslim Food Bank gives to its clients.